Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Brianna Lowe and this is Athena's channel where we talk about all things manifesting and how to deliberately create your reality. Athena is the goddess of wisdom, war, and practical reasoning, so I think that, it's a very fitting channel. It's a very fitting channel name. Okay, let's just get into it because in my experience, and being aware that I deliberately create my life for a couple of years now, I have gathered information and have experimented. And these are some of the things that I've noticed will help me manifest the things that I want in my life very, very quickly. The first thing that I have noticed is that I will stay in a state of neutrality. Now, a lot of times, and I've said this in one of my other videos, is that we only desire things because we feel that if we were to have that thing, then we would feel good. So we only do things because it makes us feel good in life. However, Neville Goddard, which I've mentioned him before in my video. So he talks about wearing your state, this new embodied feeling and version of who you are. He says to wear this kind of like a new piece of clothing. So if I had just bought a new pair of shoes, I would put the shoes on and it would feel kind of different. I'd be very aware of it because these are new shoes, and I'd walk around, I'd be like, these are the new shoes. I might even get more compliments than normal because I'm like, my awareness has been on those shoes and how much I love them, right? This is kind of the same mentality to adopt when you're going into a new version or a new reality of yourself, because really all of these realities are existing at the same time. If you can imagine it, then it's very probable that there is a version of you out there doing that thing, which I'm not going to get into right now. I'm not going to talk about parallel realities, but the point that I'm trying to make is that when we are getting into a state of being, and being the version that we know is true and that we can become, it's important to feel in that state and to consistently feel in that state. Because like with the pair of shoes, if we continue to wear those shoes over time, it's not going to be a big deal. I am still going to wear these shoes and they're still going to feel new. I'm still going to have to kind of get used to them, get adjusted to it. So this is something that I have noticed for a lot of the manifestations I've deliberately created to a T in my life, to a T, because I've gotten to a place where I've imagined and I've felt myself in that state so many times that it's just simple, it's just normal, it's a relaxed state. There's no doubting, and you made that decision a while back, it's already done. One thing that I want to make very clear, very, very clear, if there is one thing that I would love for you to take away from this video, it would be this. Everything that is in your reality now is old news. Everything. All of the things that you have brought, that you have attracted into your life, that is due to past manifestations, past feelings. This world is where things come to die. This is where your thoughts already transmitted, they did all of the work, you manifested that feeling, you felt in that state. This is the realm where things come to fruition. What's done in the dark is revealed in the light. So when you are practicing a state of being, it does not matter how much time it takes for that thing to manifest. If you are consistently practicing feeling and embodying that state, it has no choice but to come to pass, because again, all of this stuff that we see here, this is old news. And we can choose on a moment-to-moment basis how we want to experience the next moments of our life. It is as simple as that. You can tell and you can know what you're manifesting for the future based off of how you feel in the now. Continue to practice the feeling of the state fulfilled. Before you go to bed, imagine what it is like to live in your state of being. If you decide to take on a new job, you want to manifest a new job, go to bed at night feeling grateful, appreciative, and thankful for the job that has been already created in your mind, that already exists and will reflect into this reality. When I first started my job, I work in biotech right now. I knew that I wanted to work for this company for a very long time. And when I mean a very long time, I mean since I was 11. And I knew of this company because my dad had worked for the company previously. So in my head, I knew that was gonna happen. Did I want to start working right away? No, I wanted to go to college. I wanted to complete high school because at that time, I was like in middle school at the time. But you see what I'm saying? I took the time that was necessary and kept it in my head. It was always there. I knew that that's where I was going to end up, but I wasn't worried about it. And I knew that it was going to happen one day. I just knew. When I graduated from college, and I had done an internship my sophomore year of college. When I had graduated from college, I did not get the job. I didn't get the job straight out of college, and I didn't get the job a year after I graduated from college, or the second year after. I had applied to that company over 7 times, and mind you, I had interned there before. So in my head, I was like, why? What is going on? Why am I not getting the job? And I was so focused on why I wasn't getting the job. Then I had a moment. And this is when I was starting to learn more about the law and understanding more about deliberate creation. I had like this breaking point in my life. Sorry for the car. I had this breaking point in my life where I was like, you know what? I've got to change my life. Something's got to happen. We've got to get the ball rolling. And when I made that decision that I was going to have a job, whether or not it was connected to that company, I was going to be employed. Once I made that decision and was living with my parents and like all this stuff, I decided. And then, kid you not, after working, I got employed with this other awesome company. And then within a month or two, there was a position created for me in that company, and I applied for it and got the job and have been working there ever since. Started at the beginning of 2020 and was thinking in my head, I would love for this to be a remote job. I asked my boss, she said, no, there's no way that we can make this a remote job. I said, okay, cool. Left it alone. And 3 months later, the pandemic happened and we all started working remotely. So you really have to get to a point where you are so sure and knowing that this is going to happen for you, and know that everything's always working out for you. Everything is always working out for you. And if I hadn't gone through that other job and the task and the roles and responsibilities that I had at the other job, I wouldn't have been as confident and well prepared when I had gone through the interview process for the job that I'm at now. Now, I wanted to bring up that instance because there was a point where I was so focused on getting that job because I was in a lack mentality. I was focused on not having a job. I was focused on unemployment. And when I decided that, you know what, it actually doesn't matter, and I'm gonna go with the flow, and I stopped resisting things so much, that's when things started happening for me. That's literally the moment that I decided to give myself the feeling of, you know what, I'm actually awesome. I would be great. I would be great at any other company, and I really don't need to work at this other job. Once I decided that and put myself out there, there was jobs coming left and right, and I had to turn down other jobs, and then I accepted the job at the one I wanted. So, easiest way to manifest. The easiest way to manifest is to get yourself to a very stable, consistent, knowing state. When you are consistent and you're stable in your life, you know that really nothing can shake you. And it's more of a stoic mindset. It's more of a practical reasoning mindset, but something that goes, ironically, it goes beyond reasoning. There's some things that you just know in life. There's some things that you just decide on, and you don't know how it's going to come about, but since you've made that decision, it has no choice but to show up in this reality. And it's really fun, guys. It's really fun when you get to this point, because you can kind of have the confidence to just do anything, and it gets so easy that you're like, this is it? Really? It's very interesting, the quote that Jim Carrey is known for, where he's like, I wish that everyone could become rich and famous so that they could see that it's not the answer. It's true, because even they know, even these celebrities and people that have acclaimed this status, they know that once you're there, it's normal for them. It's normal for them to have that lifestyle, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, and it's normal to them. They've practiced that state of being and that state of knowing so much to where it's weird for them to cook their own food, or it's weird for them to drive themselves around. Like there's certain things, it's a certain lifestyle that they have that makes it very normal and very natural, and something to not idolize. Because I'll tell you this, when I was able to put everything into perspective and realize that I'm the giant, and all of my circumstances came from my mind, I created this, it's a very, very, very powerful feeling, extremely powerful. And when you realize that I brought you into this world, let me take you out, it's like I can snap and it's there, and I can snap and put my attention on something else, and something else will manifest. That is so, so incredibly powerful. And the victim mentality just doesn't exist in this state. It doesn't. The state of neutrality, the state of knowing, allows you to realize that circumstances are not permanent. Circumstances do not matter. And it's not about ignoring your circumstance, which I'm going to make a video on that next, because I personally feel that ignoring a circumstance is silly, but nevertheless, circumstances still, they don't matter because they're so malleable. And when you are the author, you write the play of your story, and then the infinite intelligence, your God, your being, displays it through its creative ways onto this earth. You come to the conclusion that nothing is that big of a deal, really. I've said this before, and I created a series on it. I'm just so passionate about it, guys. Oh my gosh. But I had lost so much weight when I decided that I was not going to care about what I looked like in that moment. And I focused. It's like I had this mental picture of what I looked like and how I wanted to perceive myself and how I felt too. So when I decided that I just did not care about anything and was going to neutralize food, because There was certain points where I would binge and then I would like not eat, and then, you know, just going through this cycle of eating patterns. When I got to the point where I was like, you know what? None of this stuff is bad for me, and none of this stuff is perfect for me, you know? I'm going to eat what I want, and I'm going to give gratitude for the food that I have in my life, and it's going to make me feel better. I got to the state that I wanted to be at. I got to the mental state. Now it doesn't drive me crazy to eat a certain food that's bad. If I wanted Oreos, or if I wanted ice cream, or if I wanted, you know, something that was sweet or something that was considered bad, like it doesn't have an effect on me as much as it would in the past, because I don't give it that opportunity. I don't give it that emotional response. I just don't. And I think that when we apply that to other circumstances, I mean, really, this can be applied to anything. This could be applied to relationships, money, really anything. If you get yourself to the state where you realize nothing is above you, nothing is above you. You are the giant and your circumstances are grasshoppers. Then yeah, it's a pretty magical place to be, and it's what's helped me manifest things very quickly. This is my last story. This one's a fun one. I moved into this LA apartment, and my room, so there's 2 bedrooms, and my room has carpet, and so does the other one. I wanted a vacuum, but I wanted a Dyson vacuum, and I don't want to pay for it, you know? So I was looking at different like OfferUp and different like even rentals, like Home Depot, if they had rentals for vacuums and things. And I just got to a place I was like, oh my gosh, I've been searching for way too long. I'm done. I'm just going to focus on something else. It's done. I'm going to get a vacuum. Like, I can't think about this anymore. And I had been thinking about it so much. I had ran it to the ground in my head. I was just exhausted. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm not gonna think about this anymore, which does happen. I'm not gonna act like it doesn't. I was like, no more. So I'm with my roommate and we go to brunch. And then after brunch, we decided to go to Trader Joe's. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. So we go to Trader Joe's, and we were taking her car, and she has a Tesla. We were taking her car, and on the way from Trader Joe's back to her car, we had the groceries in our hands and stuff. She like presses a button to open up the trunk. And inside the trunk is the exact Dyson model vacuum that I had envisioned in my head to vacuum the floor with. Come on. Okay, fine. So now you see me acting up in the parking lot of Trader Joe's because I had been wanting the Dyson vacuum for such a long time, probably about like 3 months. And the moment that I decided that I was done thinking about it and I was gonna focus my attention on something else and that it was done, like I was like, you know what? I already asked for this thing. I don't need to keep asking for it again. We're good here. I'm getting what I want. And when I made that decision, I think it was 2 days. It was 2 days after I was like, yeah, I'm like, let me just see what you got. Like, let me see it now. Let me see it now. And it just popped up in her trunk. I didn't have to do anything. And I asked her, I was like, Rumi, what the heck? What made you, I didn't have a conversation with her. I was like, what made you put this Dyson vacuum in your car? And she's like, oh yeah, it was my mom's. And I figured that we were just gonna have like a cleaning day. Fine. Twist my arm, I'll vacuum. I was so excited to vacuum my room, guys. I'm done. Anyway, this video is getting kind of long now, but I just want to let you know that stability is really, really everything. Manifesting is normal. It's natural. It's supposed to feel good. And if it's feeling like it's too good to be true, bring your self-concept up, you know? Bringing your self-concept up and how important, you know, because I keep using this metaphor that you are the giant and everything else is a grasshopper. That's kind of like my mantra. So really, when I'm facing circumstances, I'm very unbothered. Like I'm kind of just like, oh, okay, because that's the self-concept that I enjoy having. There's a lot of other affirmations that you can use, but when I know that I created that and it's not really a big deal because I can just change it, I can snap my finger and change it just like magic. You feel kind of you're just relaxed throughout your day. You can relax and enjoy your life and watch TV and just do things that make your heart sing. I hope that this has been helpful. I'm going to do a couple more videos in this outfit because I'm going to do some batch videos. So, okay. Yeah. Let me know what you think and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.